Welcome to Caribbean Spotlight. I'm Tanuja Raghoo. Today we're going to be spotlighting an upcoming artist and musician, Purnash Durgaprasad, up close and personal with Purnash. Purnash was born and raised in Guyana. He started singing at the tender age of 9 when he won the first prize for male vocal at the Kala Utsav. He moved to America with his family at the age of 11. After meeting his first inspiration to music, his Guruji, the late Sri Prakash Gosai, he met his music Guruji, Ajay Jha, who trained him in Indian classical music. Purnash was the first West Indian individual selected to participate in Saregama on Zee TV. During the competition, Purnash met Suresh Wadkar, a renowned singer from India, who gave him the privilege of joining his music academy in India. Purnash moved to India after the competition, where he studied Indian classical music in depth and went through strict vocal training. He's now a vocal teacher at Suresh Wadkar's Ajivasan Academy in New Jersey and is studying Western music at Queensborough Community College. Help me in giving a warm welcome to Purnash Durgaprasad, up close and personal.
मुझ में कहीं बाकी थोड़ी सी है जिंदगी जगी धड़कन नहीं जाना जिंदा हूँ मैं तो अभी कुछ ऐसी लगन इस लम्हे में है ये लम्हा कहाँ था मेरा अब है सामने इसे छू लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा खुशियाँ चूम लूं या रो लूं जरा मर जाऊं या जी लूं जरा.
So, Purnash, I want to welcome you to
Thank
Caribbean
you.
Spotlight.
Good to be here.
And it's a pleasure to have you here. And I've always admired and have been inspired by your singing. The very first time I remembered when I heard you singing was at the Bhuvaneshwar Mandir. There was a
Yes.
memorial service for the late Sri Prakash Gosai. And I was left in awe. And I just loved your voice. I loved the way you took your notes. And I said to myself, this young man has a very bright future. And that's before, I think you just came back from India. The first time when you went for, I think, a few months.
Yes, that was in 2009 when I came back.
A few years ago. And
That's
I
right.
said to myself, I said, you know, Purnash definitely has a very bright future. And I hope that he pursues, you know, his singing. And you did.
I did.
So let me ask you, you know, we all know you love singing. But when you're not singing, what do you like doing?
Well, when I'm singing, when I'm not singing, I tend to always listen to music. So in my head, there's always music going on in my head. I'm always jamming around to the music that's in my head. You know, I always dedicate a lot of time to just listening. So when I'm not singing, I'm either listening or I'm looking at some live concerts or, you know, even cartoons with my nephew. I have a nephew who I spend most of my day with, and he's like, you know, he's energetic and he's full of life. So I'm always spending time with him. And, you know, do what regular kids do. I do the regular time pass on Facebook. You know, you have to spend a lot of time there networking and, you know, and basic things like, you know, taking walks. I love taking walks in the park. So I go to the
Enjoy
park.
nature.
Yeah, it's my favorite season of the year, the autumn season. You know, like just what leaf falling. That's a great thing. And, you know, I tend to like doze off in my own thoughts and just think.
Now, have you ever, have you written songs of your own?
Yeah, I've been writing, you know, since I started studying in India. I was like, hey, I was in such a great environment where there was so much music going on. I was very inspired.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started writing. I did a few originals that'll be releasing soon, actually. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Well, you know, singing is it gives you that deep inner sense of peace and tranquility. Definitely. And I think that's why a lot of singers, you know, enjoy nature and appreciate nature, because it gives you that that deepness within you, especially when you're composing and writing.
That's right.
It definitely helps you in putting your thoughts together.
And that's where musicians, that's where we get our fuel from. We get our fuel from life, from nature, just living, the people we hang out with, you know, all our surroundings. So yeah, it has a lot to do with that.
Well, you've definitely come a long way, Purnash, in your singing career. And tell our audience a little bit about your career as it is now with the Suresh Watker Academy.
Oh, well, after
he's a very well-known singer, and
he
you know, has made a name for himself in India.
Oh yes, he's very well-known. He's very well-respected. Everybody knows Suresh Watker. And,
well, for you to be a teacher there, you had to be exceptional.
Oh yeah, it took a lot of work, because and after Saregama is when this really kicked off. He saw me there, and he was like, "Hey, you should come and study with me." And I said, "Really? Really?" And I just ran for it. I was like, "Hey, I booked a one-way ticket." I was like, let me go, and I just left. And
so how long were you in India during that time?
I lived there for over a year. I stayed there. I was living with him for that year, and then after I was leaving to come back for a little bit, he was like, you know, you can go back home, you can visit a little bit, and come back. So I went home, I came back, and I visited, and then that's when you must have seen me at the memorial.
Right.
I came back then, and he said, since you're going back, you know, why not teach from my school over there? And I was like, really? He's like, I think you can do it. Do it. Take the opportunity. He was like, don't see it as an opportunity, you know, meaning that you're ready for it. See it as an opportunity for you to learn and just go and teach. And so that's
now, during your time in India, were you able to learn Hindi?
Oh yeah, I had to because I was getting robbed every time I went to the store. You know, I couldn't bargain well, so you know, after a while you get the hang of speaking, because all your friends, you know, you have to speak Hindi at some point. And in Mumbai, we didn't speak much Hindi because the local language there is Marathi, so everybody was speaking Marathi, which I had no clue what it was about.
But more importantly, though, understanding Hindi, speaking in Hindi helps you with your intonation, your pronunciation of the Hindi words.
Definitely.
As you sing your songs.
Exactly, and you know, and when you go there and you see the way Hindi has evolved, it's not the Hindi that people used to speak 10, 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Hindi is constantly changing, you know, based on language, and just speaking it and being around it, then I understand the songs, and I'm like, wow, that's why they're using this type of language in this song and that song, and then you tend to get the accents right, you know, because you're hearing your fellow classmates talking proper Hindi, and you're like, oh wow, I was saying this word wrong all this time. Yeah, so that's what really happened. You had to learn it. So the Suresh Watcher School is somewhere that I got a chance to really practice what I've learned in India, and really practice and get them right, because I have to get it right before I teach.
Absolutely.
And so I've been teaching there for the last 5 years, and I have a whole bunch of munchkins that I'm teaching music to, and they're, you know, I get to be a 7-year-old over again.
Well, that's gratifying to know that you're influencing these young minds in a very special way.
That's right. It's a huge pleasure being their first music teacher. So you know, they're like, hey, and I get letters from now when they say, hey, you've been teaching me since I was 5 years old, and you know, you're my first teacher, and I still remember you. I'm like, you know, it feels good.
I'm sure it does.
Definitely.
Now, you've performed alongside many famous Bollywood playback singers. You know, name a few for audience, and tell us, you know, what the experience was like on stage performing along these great singers that you've listened to their music, but you never dreamt of being on stage with them.
That's right. For
How
me,
did that feel?
Well, it was a shocker. First of all, when you get the call to say, hey, you know, we want you to come and do the opening for this artist, I'm like, me? You sure you got the right number? And so yeah, that's what happened with the Sonu Nigam concert that he did a couple years ago.
I was at that concert. I was so proud to see you doing the opening act.
That's right. I was completely nervous, but I just got the call. Hey, you know, we need you to come and open the show. I'm like, wow, okay, I'll be there. And I went there, and just seeing Sonu Nigam, like, wow, I've been listening to his music since growing up.
One person inspired you.
Yeah. It was a huge. And just seeing him in front of me, I was like, is this real? And so I just went on stage, and I just took the mic. They introduced me, and I just started singing.
I think you sang a Sufi song, right?
Yeah, I did.
You wanted to sing a line?
It was
from
Ishq
that?
Sufiyana. O tere waaste mera,
just love
Ishq
that.
Sufiyana mera, Ishq Sufiyana mera, Ishq Sufiyana. Everybody knows this pop line.
That's such a beautiful song.
It's a great song. Yeah.
I remember I was like 3 rows from the stage.
Okay.
And I was totally mesmerized when I saw you come out. I had my cell phone on. I think I even Facebooked you.
I didn't even know.
2 or 3 minutes that I taped from my phone.
I didn't even know you were there until you posted. I was like, wow, you were there? And then I realized,
it was awesome.
It was a great opportunity for sure.
So who are some of the other playback singers you've performed with?
I got a chance to sing with Kavita Krishnamurti and Suresh here in Long Island, and then Rahat right after that, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, and that was a huge experience again. Being with somebody that you revere, and you're like, you worship these guys. When they sing, you're like, wow. And then he's like right there in front of you, and he's telling you, hey, you did a good job, and that word of encouragement, and you get to ask him questions. Hey, how's your practice like? What are you doing? And he's right next to you, And I was really excited. I had him sign my guitar and autograph it.
Yeah, well, we're showing a picture of that so people can see that right now. Now, what have you taken from him? What one thing has he told you that you have applied to your singing?
He said. One thing that stuck with me is that when we sing, we tend to get into a lot of technicalities where we're like, hey, you can't eat this, you can't drink that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to have this, you have to have that. And he said, don't listen to any of that stuff. Just practice hard, and all those things. You won't even need to worry about it.
So all the myths about the warm water and honey.
Yeah, and all those things. He was just on stage, and he comes off, and he's just having soda, and he's just, and he goes on again. So
just have fun out there.
Exactly.
Work hard, and anyone who works hard, the end result is always successful.
That's right.
So as he said to you, and that's great advice, just practice and practice and practice. And it definitely pays off.
Oh yeah.
Now, let me ask you, what kind of magic do you feel on stage when you perform?
Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. We all go through everyday confusion of life. You have a hard day at work. You have this challenge, you have that challenge. You're frustrated. For me, when I get on stage, you get that opportunity to just forget all that stuff. Just forget it, and you have this room full of people who are ready to hear music and have a good time. And when you perform, it's another way of just letting go of everything, and you just sing,
releasing your emotions.
Exactly. And those people are there, and they're reciprocating with you. And then once the audience gives you their energy, then you can take that, and then
so
it's just
you're in tune with your fans as they're there, listening to you, and they're just enveloped with this melodious voice that they're hearing.
And at the same time,
music.
You get to help them travel to another time period too. Whenever you're singing old songs or whatever song you're singing, because some people know some songs that they're used to or are close to, and when you sing the song, it just takes them back. And and you have to feel the same thing. So while you're feeling it, you get to take them back to that point. दो सितारों का ज़मीं पर है मिलन आज की रात दो सितारों का ज़मीं पर है मिलन आज की रात मुस्कुराता है उम्मीदों का चमन आज की रात रंग लाई है मेरे दिल की लगन आज की रात सारी दुनिया नजर आती है दुल्हन आज की रात दो सितारों का ज़मीं पर है मिलन आज की रात आज की रात हुस्न वाले तेरी दुनिया में कोई आया है, तेरे दीदार की हसरत भी कोई लाया है। तोड़ दे पर्दे का चलन, आज की रात मुस्कुराता है उम्मीदों का चमन, आज की रात दो सितारों का ज़मीं पर है मिलन, आज की रात, आज की रात।
Well, now talking about the magic of performance, you have a wonderful concert that's coming up. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about the concert?
Oh, well, it's going to be a concert doing mainly film music. It's going to be old Bollywood versus new Bollywood. So I'm doing...
Now this is Purnash in concert.
That's right. It's called Purnash Live in Concert, and I have a live full backing band from musicians from all over the world. So it's a multicultural band, and we're doing a lot of fusion. We'll be doing old Bollywood, new Bollywood, doing some classical pieces, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. And now this is going to be at the Susan B. Anthony High School, and which is on Hillside Avenue, 182nd Street. Right. The date of this concert again, Purnash?
It's November 22nd.
And what time is concert time starts?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
So the flyer is up on the screen. You can definitely purchase your tickets. They're just $20 a ticket, and we do expect all of you to come down and support Purnash live in concert. It's a multicultural band. It's going to be a wonderful evening of great entertainment, of different genres of his style of singing that he enjoys.
किसी से प्यार हो जाए, जाने कहाँ तब किसी से प्यार हो जाए, हो ऊंची ऊंची दीवारों से इस दुनिया के रस में, हो ना कुछ तेरे बस में झूली, ना कुछ मेरे बस में, दिल क्या करे जब किसी से प्यार हो जाए. Hi everyone, this is Purnash, and I want to invite you all out to my concert, November 22nd. Doors open at 6:30. It's being held at the Susan B. Anthony Junior High School on Hillside Avenue on 182nd Street. It's going to be a concert filled with Bollywood fusion music, old Bollywood, new Bollywood, a lot of dances. Bring your friends out, bring your family out. See you there. करवटें बदलते रहे सारी रात हम, करवटें बदलते रहे सारी रात हम, आपकी कसम, आपकी कसम, करवटें बदलते रहे सारी रात हम, आपकी कसम, आपकी कसम, याद तुम आते रहे एक हुंक से उठते रहे.
Now Purnash, I've always associated you with the Sufi, ghazal, bhajan type songs. But we're going to be enjoying something quite different in this concert as well.
That's right, that's right. You know, in the community, I only go to, religious places where, you'll be doing bhajans, you're probably doing some light film music, but never do you ever get an opportunity to sing other things, because we study music and we study so many different styles, but there's only so much we can do when we go to certain places. But so this is an opportunity for people to see me in a whole different style, film stuff, pop stuff, high energy stuff. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, but still filmy.
Yeah,
and still very much cultural.
That's right.
Well, I'm looking forward to being present at that concert.
Yeah, I hope to see you there.
And I think it's going to be a wonderful event for all of us to come out and enjoy. Welcome back to a very special interview with Purnash DURGAPRASAD. He is an upcoming singer in our community, very well trained and a professional singer, I must say. So we're talking about him up close and personal with the one and only Purnash. So Purnash, have you always envisioned yourself as a singer?
No. Just like every other child that I teach, of course, they don't want to sing. I never really wanted to sing when I started music. My mom was like, you should sing. I sing, so you should sing. I was like, no, because as a boy, you're like, you don't really want to sing, because the other boys would be like, yeah, you sing. And so I was always shy to sing. So my brother, who has always been he's like my first teacher. So because he's my older brother, and he played everything. He played tolak, he played harmonium. He taught me everything.
He's also a musician.
He's also a musician. So
And what's your brother's name?
His name is Rishi.
Okay.
Rishi. So I like playing stuff, but never sing. So then one day my mom caught me singing, and she's like, he has a good voice.
He has talent.
Yeah, why not sing? So then she taught me a song. So I was like, fine, I'll sing it. So I sang it, and then people liked it, and they started encouraging me. Hey, you sing, you did a good job. And I was like probably 8 years old then. I was 8 years old then, and then I started singing, and one song led to the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and then it came to the real life situation where, hey, what are you going to do for your career? And I was like, I really never thought about it, because I've gotten so lost in music that I didn't really think about.
Well, you're now in college years,
exactly.
And you have to make a decision as to
exactly
what's going to pay your bills.
Exactly, and this is what happens it happened in high school, because you have to fill out college apps, you have to take your SATs, you're preparing for when you get out. And I never thought about it. That's when I really had to give it a thought as to what am I going to do? And I picked mechanical engineering, because I always liked, hardware, how things worked. And it was like, hey, it was such a guy thing to do. I wanted to do that. And I took a stab at it in college, and it worked out for a semester or two. And then I was like, I'm not liking this. So then I was like, let me change my major. I changed my major to electrical engineering. I was like, let me do it. I did it for a semester. All this time, money's wasting. My mom was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Make up your mind.
Make up your mind.
Make a decision here.
Exactly. And my dad was like, what are you doing? What, are you going to sing for the rest of your life? I was like, no. That's not what I do. That's what I promise. I'm not going to do that. And not knowing that's what I really wanted to do all this time. So then I changed to my third major, which was computer engineering. And I said, you know what? I'm done.
And then your dad is saying, boy, you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
You have to pick a serious career here.
Exactly. What, you're going to sing and feed your picnic? It was like that. And I was like, okay, relax. And then, thank God, that the opportunity to sing on Saregama came out at the same time when I was at actually it came in
perfect timing.
Perfect timing when that semester was ending. And I just took it, and I just went to audition, and since then, when I came back from India, bam, I just changed the music. I was like, Dad, I'm going to do music. I know we made a deal. He said you can do music, but you have to study in college music. So I was like, fine.
I think that's a fair deal.
Fair deal. So I did it.
So you got a degree in singing, in music.
In music, fine arts, yes.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about that, because you actually mentioned prior to us conducting the interview that you're going to be heading out to school in Boston.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I had a thought when I was studying at the current college that I did, Queensborough. They had a great music program, and I learned so much there. And I said, as I was finishing, I was close to graduating. I said, man, I gotta further this. I can't stop here. There's no stopping. And then I was like, where can I go? Where can I go and further this music career that I want? And then one of my professors had a talk with me. He's like, hey, why don't you go audition for Berklee School of Music? I was like, the Berklee School of Music? That's like everybody's dream. Are you serious? They don't want me. And
That's amazing.
yeah, yeah, and I just went. He said, just do the audition. Go, be yourself, and do the audition.
So what song did you sing?
I sang, actually, I did an A.R. Rahman piece
Uh-huh.
together with a Bill Withers piece, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
Nice,
So I
nice.
joined them up together,
Uh-huh.
and
So did they get up and dance when you did the A.R. Rahman
yeah,
piece?
they were like, hey, they're like, hey, that's cool,
And these were
man.
all white professors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're all American, and they were like, wow, that
Funny.
stuff is good, that stuff is good. And I went through an audition process, and I just said, you know, wait, we'll let you know in the mail if we accept you or not. And I was just waiting. I kept my fingers crossed. I was like, oh God, because I needed this. I need this so bad. And then bam, the letter came up. It said, you're accepted. And I just froze.
Yeah.
And everything just flashed in
Amazing.
front of me. Yeah.
Well,
so,
good job.
thank you, thank
Yeah, and you should be very proud of that. And I'm sure your dad is very proud because you are really taking your music to the highest level.
you. Definitely.
You know, and that's definitely an achievement. So, when do you head out to Berklee School of Music?
I will be the spring semester, so January.
Wonderful.
January,
Yeah. So, how excited are you about that?
I'm really excited and scared. But it's scared is a good thing for me because everything I've been scared about, I've actually been able to conquer so far. So it's something that scares me because it's like work can scare us. Or like, okay, I'm like, all this work I have to do, and then should I put myself through all that? The hard work of every day getting into a new pattern and like getting yourself somewhere. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. So I'm really excited. Plan to work hard.
Now, how would you describe yourself as you've progressed as a singer?
Well, my progress really has to do from the beginning, and I can't thank God enough for dropping me in the geographical location that He did, which is the West Indies. And I feel like it's a major part of me evolving as a musician. And together with that, I grew up in a musical family. So my training started at a young age. My ears started training at a young age. Just hearing good music and hearing all the different styles of music around me.
So you started playing instruments before you actually started singing?
Yes. My first instrument was the dantal. And it was my favorite instrument because it always stood out. A dantal, you can hear it anywhere you go. So I started playing that, and slowly, I started one instrument at a time. I started playing the drums. My brother taught me how to play the harmonium, and then eventually singing. But my progress really has to do with the people I've met, all the people that's in my life. My mom, who was my first teacher in music, and then another member of the temple that I was attending in Guyana. He taught me my first song, my second song that I went on competition for, and then meeting the late Sri Prakash Gosai, who was a huge, inspiration for me. And then one guru led to meeting the other guru. So Sri Prakash Gosai ji, then I met my guru who really taught me how to sing, which is Pandit Ajay Jha, and then that guru led me to Suresh ji, and then that guru led me to college.
So there are many people who have played a very meaningful role in your progression, in your singing career.
And that's a really important part, and that's the key to where I am. I always try to put myself in a place where I can grow, and going to these teachers, you see like, wow, oh my God, that's where I want to be, and things just take off.
Welcome back to your special interview with Purnash DURGAPRASAD, an upcoming professional singer in our community. Now, Purnash, by the end of this interview, everyone out there will get to know you on a more personal level, up close and personal with Purnash. And that's exactly what will entail at the end of this interview. You will know him in a much more special way. Let me ask you this. One day you're going to become a very big star, if not a national star, an international star. What does it take to become a star, in your opinion?
A star.
A star.
Well, what I really think is that it's the people who make artists a star. It's not... eventually, it's the people who's going to have to listen to your music.
Your fans.
Exactly. It's the fans that really do this. They're the one who inspire you to actually become the best you can be. Because once you are able to have a few ears to listen to your music and they appreciate it, that's where you actually get the encouragement and the determination. Hey, you know, I have these few fans, and I have to please them, and I have to live up to their expectations. And so, you know, being a star, you can't start off being a star.
Right.
You know, it's the people, it's the public that makes you a star. And that's, you know, I believe, my sister always reminds me, her name is Roshni, by the way, and she always reminds me that, remember, your voice doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the universe. The universe gave you that voice for the purpose of sharing it with the universe. You know, it's not yours, so you don't get to control it. You know, just share it, go wherever you can, touch hearts, change people, and that's how you will, I think that's how you'll become a star, whether it's a small star or a big star.
Now, talking about touching hearts and lives, you know, the platform that you take, that you are going to be, you know, embarking on will definitely be touching lives in a very special way. You know, through your singing, through your music, you're going to be touching, you know, one soul at a time. How do you plan to embark on this very special journey of touching people in a special way?
Well, I guess every musician, they eventually want to have people listen to their music and have their thoughts, their sound, their music, you know, spread. And because every musician have a story to tell, right? We have a story, and we can only tell it through our music. So eventually, we want to get to a point where I can share my music with people and inspire other youths like myself to, like, don't give up on their dreams. Don't second guess your passion, your dream. The moment you think of a backup, you're actually taking away from your main focus. So you're already doubting your main thing. So that's what I did most of my time. You know, just doubting what I wanted to do and thinking of a backup plan when I should have just stopped and just focused on what I wanted to do. And that is perform, share my music with the people, whether it's some cute auntie at Mundair who's like playing her dantal, you know, she says, hey, I really like that song you sang. And those little things, when your song doesn't touch anybody in the Mundair, but one person comes up to you and they're like, hey, I really love that song you sang. Or somebody says, hey, I love that ghazal, I love that movie song. Those are the things what musicians are meant to do. You're meant to make people feel good, make them feel happy. That's what music's supposed to do.
Purnash, in closing, there's one important question I want to ask you. You're going to be a role model to many people out there, and we speak to the audience that are watching you today. What one principle would you base your life on that someone who looks to you as a role model can emulate you and want to be like the Purnash DURGAPRASAD? What one principle do you base your life on?
My one principle, it's a little harsh, but it would be is to never be satisfied with where you are in whatever passion that you decide to pursue. Whether you want to be a painter, a photographer, you know, a writer, a model, you know, a singer, and a musician. Never be satisfied with where you are, because the moment you're satisfied, but like, hey, I'm fine now. The people around me are not so good, so I'm good right now, so I don't have to do more work. That's when you will start to fail. So never be satisfied with where you are. So that way you can always want to do better. You want to climb and always find places where you can grow. Because if you constantly dwell in places where people are like you, because you know, sometimes as kids we like to hang out with people who are like us, not who are better or who are, you know, we would try to find similarities, and that's the key. Always try to find a place where you're the little guy. You're not the guy that knows everything. So once you're there at the lowest at the lowest, everybody here, you're gonna eventually get there. And once you get there, move on. Don't stay in one place.
So how would you put this one principle in a few words?
Pursue your passion. If your heart feels it, just go for it.
Great.
That's it.
Purnash, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was our pleasure to do this interview with you, and I wish you continued success in your musical career. And I'm looking forward to hearing and reading and listening about great things about the one and only Purnash DURGAPRASAD. So all the very best to you.
Thank you very much.
ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू